y'all. Today I want to talk about how you use tabs in your Bible journaling. And I'm going to break this down into two parts. The first part, I want to talk about the different types of things you can use for tabs. And the second part are just some tips and tricks that will make your tab use a little bit more versatile. Okay, so first part, we want to talk about different types of tabs. So I can show you, you can use just washi tape that's been folded over. You can tab things like this on this. Well, I did this one on the side, but you could do that on the top as well. You can also use anything that you can attach to a paper clip. So this would include fabric, like this one, or strings, like literal strings, ribbons, washi tape. You can use bows and pom-poms. You could use paper, and this one is a floral, so it's just a floral. You can just pull apart any type of floral, fake flowers that you have, and they usually have like a center where the stem goes. I just put a brad through there and attach it to the back of the paper clip. So I use those sometimes. And then this one is just a piece of gauze, and I used some watercolors and colored it. So anything you could attach to a paper clip works great. Paper clips come in different colors, sizes, they come in different shapes, so you can get really creative with paper clips. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way for a second. Something else you can use would be die cuts, like a Sizzix die cut types of dies. So something like these. This one happens to be a tab shape, but you don't have to use a tab. You don't have to use a tab shape. You can use other shapes. I have a round punch. This one is a tab punch, and I like to use this one, but you can use a round punch. I have a hexagon punch, whatever kind of punches or tabs. There are quite a few varieties of tab style dies online if you want to look for those. So that's an option. You can design your own tab. So here's one that I designed, and I've already kind of pre-kitted out. So this is just a piece of artwork that I did, and then I just designed a tab. Now this is a very wide one, and I kind of like it that it's big. We'll see. Okay, so you can design your own. You might want to round the corners on those or not, or whatever. But you could take an old piece of artwork that you like or you don't even like. It depends on what you want to do, and you can make your own tabs out of those. This is, well, of course, you could use, Post-it notes or these types of flags, and these come in all kinds of different shapes and sizes. This is a sheet of stickers that came with a paper pack, and these actually have tabs on them that have, I don't know if you can see the little fold in the middle. Okay, so you just fold them over. These are more of a cardstock, and so they don't stick very well. The stickiness and it's very thick. I tend to fold it over and then I staple them just to make sure that they stay closed, or you could use additional adhesive to keep them closed. One way that you can extend the use or how many tabs you use is like where the fold is. You can cut them in half, and now you have 2 tabs instead of just 1. So that's an option. So those are different sorts of adhesive tabs. And then you can use ephemera. Here are some pieces. This is an old tag from a piece of clothing that I bought. And you have some other smaller ephemera pieces, but you could use those. You have like just little tags like this. Really any sort of paper that you have that's thicker, like a cardstock, those would all work. And then the last thing you can use would be stickers. So going back to this page, I have, for example, this is just it's not meant to be a tab, it's just a sticker. So hold on. If I were to use this as a tab on this page, I could just stick it on like this, and it would stick over the top. Now here's the thing with stickers. What do you do with the other side of this sticker that's still sticky? You get your good old cornstarch out, and I just use a dusting with a paintbrush and then dust it onto the back of that sticker, and it loses its stickiness. And that's as simple as it gets. On to part 2. Let's talk about different ways to use your tabs. So First of all, you can match your tabs to your theme. So in this case, I've got a floral, floral, floral that goes with my floral theme. Okay, so depending on what your theme is on your page, you can match colors, you can match different styles of artwork that you have to go along with the artwork on your page. Secondly, you want to be aware of the thickness of your tabs. Now, this is about as thick as I get with a paper clip. There are people who really love bows and pom-poms, and I'm not a fan of those just because they add so much bulk that pretty soon your Bible is like super thick and bulking up. I try to keep things, you know, paper thin or paper clip thin, and try not to go over that because I would like to extend the use of my Bible for as long as possible. Okay, so the other thing when it comes to the thickness of your tabs is you don't want to really use paper. Paper is very frail and it's not going to hold up when your edges are getting bumped here and there. Paper is not going to hold up as well as your tag board or even fabric. So you can see how this has been bent here, but if this was paper, it might even be ripped. So just be aware of that. You don't want them too thick or too thin. Okay, some of your adhesiveness is going to lose its stickiness over time. So I have found, because this Bible I started in 2016, so it's 8 years old already. If I use a glue stick on this, like this one is coming apart. And so just be aware of your adhesives. There are some really nice craft adhesives these days that are a little bit more, here, let's do this one, user friendly. I think I even used a tape runner on this one, and it lots its adhesiveness to it. So just be aware that you might even need to go back to your Bible a few years down the road and just double check that things aren't falling out. So, because once it falls out, you're going to have a hard time trying to figure out where it goes in a Bible that's got as many pages done as this one does. Okay, so just be aware of your adhesives. And then, yes, writing on your tabs. So sometimes your tabs have places to write on them. You might choose the theme of your page. You might choose a Bible verse. You might choose the date. Or you may choose not to have anything. So, you know, just a piece of fabric isn't necessarily labeling your work. Even with this page right here, it's just the design and not anything written on it. So you may write something on there or you might not. That's up to you each day. And then the last thing I want to talk about is layering your tabs. I'll show you. This is a page that I did where I layered different tabs. On the back side, I taped them. I reinforced with some washi tape on the back. But you can layer your tabs in that way. Or you might choose to take some ephemera pieces like this and layer your ephemera pieces together. Okay. And I'm going to do this one. So layering just adds a whole lot of character to your pages. And let's see, how do I want this on? I'll just do this. Okay, so there's still some room to write some things on here if I want to, and then I can pop it on a card like this, or I can pop it onto like the edge of my Bible page, and it's just a little more interesting than just popping a tab on the top. So layering is another way that you can use your tabs in a little more variety of a way.